How are you doing and how have you been? My name's Tazastical, this is Perkins. Let's get to it. So party people, I've been thinking long and hard about our current situation and about our base. I think once winter is open, now winter is currently at minus 60 degrees, meaning... Let's just ignore that. And our colonists can currently withstand temperatures to minus 23 degrees. So if we go outside, we're going to get a sharp burn and not the good type. And we've got manhunters. I think we probably will end up moving our base up here. Now, there's several reasons. One, because then we've got natural mountain that we can hide behind, meaning there's only 2 points we've technically got to defend. Equally, we want to be as far away from our new infestation friends as possible, as they're going to be getting ultra angry with us, and I don't want to be too close where they can actually get to us. So, what can we do in the meantime? Well, what we can do in the meantime is actually make sure we are ready for a summer move, per se. I suppose I'll accept it because I don't really care if you get eaten. Let me just see if you're a cannibal. Nope. I don't think you'll even get over to me. No, the mech cluster will get you beforehand. Brilliant, Pat. Good job. Hopefully these come and attack me, because then the manhunters will destroy them, so that'll be actually work out quite nicely. So something we can do while we're being kept inside and getting ready for the potential move is actually by making more blocks. So I'm going to go ahead and actually just double everything, just so we've got the ability that when moving time comes, that hopefully we can get it done rather quickly. Now, a lot of, obviously, the building progress to begin with is going to be kill boxes. Now, we could stay in our position here. The problem is, as we've spoken about it, it's ultra open to actually getting attacked from here, there and everywhere, and just it's going to leave defenses like really skimpy. And especially, who's got hypothermia? I imagine Pat, but let me just check. With the attack that came in here and we were able to get the bodies, what we have to remember is big attacks like that, if they came for us, we would be in a lot of trouble, and it wouldn't be fun at all, and it could be potentially the end of Perkins, and we're not ready to say goodbye. It'd be teary, everyone would be emotional, you'd be emotional, and I'd be, you know, besides myself. So, while we're at a position where we're sort of, it's still relatively early game, we can get away with that, so I feel like it's probably the safest thing to do currently. So, in the meantime, we're going to be cutting more blocks. Perfect. Perkins hasn't got anything to do, so let's get her on research. I think we will get on her on plate armor. As we said before, it'd be really great if we could actually get some decent sort of armor. Obviously, there is a argument for gunsmithing. However, we do have, I believe they've both got a bolt action rifle currently equipped, and we've got a shotgun in here. So there's not a mad need to do that just yet. That will all change in 5 minutes when Randy chucks the next thing at me. And guess what? No food. So some things in this colony never change. The type of kill box we're going to have, I'm not really sure. I think we are going to double it up with traps, and that's not because I particularly want to, because obviously it's a time sink, it's a resource sink, but I'm just thinking with the lack of people that we've got, we need to make sure our kill box packs a punch. Now, it's going to be mechanoids that are going to give us the most grief when they come at us, so we're going to do a funneling system where it funnels them through one by one. And we're going to have a combination of traps and sandbags, something like 3 blocks of sandbag, then 1 trap, something like that. It's going to be quite large, and obviously down the line we'll then have turrets. I did think about going inside the mountain, but let's do something different. Let's try and survive out in the open. And to be fair, even if we went in, we don't know how much of this water goes into the mountain. We can see some of it here is outside, it might only be that bit, but then breaches will be able to get into us quite quickly. So we don't really have a massive option to sort of hide inside anyway. So we do need to bear that in mind. So, Perkins is researching. We need to get these Arctic wolves going. The problem is that the temperature's so cold. We do have some human meat over here. I don't know if our colonists will be able to actually get over there relatively easily. But we need the Manhunter pack to go first. We're obviously going to be in breakdown territory if these Manhunter packs don't actually go away soon. You know, as much as I love them, I'm not trying to be Did that get anyone else nervous? Lewis just randomly standing by the door. I like the idea that he had his finger on it, just like looking at me in the camera. I'll press this. I'll press this. Please don't. Please don't. So we've got some sandstone chunks out here, so why are they not? If I go 350, that one pause. I was gonna say, man, don't be bored. There's work to do. I'll find you some work. Don't you worry, my son. Apart from that, everything else is pretty cushy. We've got a good amount of steel, components, even a bit of coinage. Okay, we've got the raids coming in. Hopefully they'll be able to take out the mechanoids. Best case situation, I'd probably want a couple of humans left to take us out. Problem is if they destroy this psychic suppressor, I think the mechanoids would then come and get me. Anyway, let's get some speed 3. Luckily the humans are doing pretty well. Good to see, good to see. They're coming for me. So we're going to have to come down to open up this trap. Okay. Still got enough traps down here that I feel like we can get ourselves out of any potential problems. Luckily a lot of these have been hurt. And it does get rid of our mech cluster. It's not like our mech cluster. Are these doors being held open? Because they don't look like they are. There are some bugs that are coming down here. So I'll let these two go about their day, but I will just leave that open. Okay, it doesn't look like them bugs are going to get involved in it. Okay. Okay, manhunter animals. There is some bugs here, but it looks like the bugs are far too slow to actually chase them down. One manhunter animal took that guy out, which that's food. That's fresh food there. So the idea here is because they're breachers. Yeah, because they're breachers. I would really like to get as many humans actually damaged as possible. The only problem is this is going to mean our base is going to have to take a little bit of a beating for this to happen. Oh, good shot, Perkins. That was a really nice shot. Which, well, let's see what happens. Let's see how good the shots are. Because I don't think they're going to get very far before they get the army loss penalty, just because hypothermia on a lot of these is already quite high. Good shot. Right, so if we can get in here, then dinosaurs an easy meal. Easy meal. Would have preferred walls to have not gone down, but... Ugh. Whoops. Really need a stun or something ability. There we go. Haven't got the army loss penalty, which is actually pretty perfect. So that means hopefully I can get this combat done even quicker. We got two bodies that are actually really close to each other. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go back into our zone and not worry about it. And I'll show you why. because I don't even have to click these to see. Serious hypothermia 41%, minor 23. We've got minor 23 because temperatures are minus 50. Yeah, there we go. There they go. Someone dropped on the floor through hypothermia, and we are golden. And then we've got a couple of more things hopefully we can clean up by the end of episode. One, obviously collecting as many of these bodies as possible. Got psychopath, which would have been good. But it's another reason why we want to move our base as well, which we'll have the manpower to do it. But we want to destroy this. I need to allow everything and keep remembering that there's obviously a tool bit to actually do it. We want to destroy this so Lewis can actually get his consciousness back. It would have been really nice if that group would have killed it for me, but apparently I'm asking too much. Temperatures are still stone cold outside, so we need to bear that in mind. But yeah, I think it's just going to give us so much more security being up here. It's going to be perfect. The only reason I gridded this out is because I was trying to plan the kill box, because I want to plan it in such a way that if we get breaches, it's not going to be a massive problem, and hopefully they can still breach into the defence, if that makes sense. You know, especially since we haven't got mortars or anything like that, our ability to actually defend against it, well, we're just going to have to rise to the occasion, which I believe we can. Just changing the zone so then they'll get more bodies. Yeah, Perkins going now. Perfect. Perkins is the girl. Death, that's fine. Perkins, I'm going to change your zone so you can come get another body. We ain't got a lot of food at the moment. There's 4 components down there. I might actually queue them up, because at some point we'll be struggling for components, so if I can pick up some now, do you know what I mean? Hypothermia, how are you? Shivering 12%. I'll keep her inside for the time being. This bug hive keeps reproducing, which is going to be the bane of my life. I mean, at this point, we're neighbours, so we take in their mail, they take in our mail. Do you know what I mean? We're trying to be friendly. I just was about to say what happened to my dumping stockpile, but it still is here. Ah, Lewis, such a good cleaner. Temperatures outside are minus 64, so we're not able to go too far to be able to do anything. Lewis just going for a stroll. What, to get a cold burn just for the hell of it? Okay, if you say so. No more human meat directly near us. Lewis, shouldn't you be cooking instead of, like, maxing relaxing? Or have we just not got enough? We might not have enough. So then what we need to do is the old trick of cooking simple meat. I'll click human meat, there we go, then that will change. So if I draft undrafter, then he'll go do it, it'll reset everything. Cool. Didn't realise that was the case. Just so then we can save as much of that as possible, because I think you guys are right, it is the best way to do it, making them out of food. So the problem is I was more focusing on obviously the mood boosts that it gave, but now knowing that we barely lose out on any like mood boosts, we don't get like a mood loss through not eating raw cannibalism. I think we lose, what is it, +4 out of all the bonuses we get, so it's not really that bad. And we have a bit more human meat left over. I think that's pretty ideal. There we go, so that's plugged that hole. Perfect. Perkins, have you got hypothermia? Problem is the next bodies are quite far away. I don't want to come all the way down here because then we are quite far away from base. However, I am happy for Perkins to come a little bit closer to be able to collect another body. We are going to have to make sure, obviously, we're collecting as many as possible just to make sure we don't have another Turn the machining table off. Don't have another food problem. Hypothermia coming there and back got her to like 11%, so imagine what it's going to be coming down to the corner of the map. And then plus Lewis, because his consciousness isn't great and it's at half, he can't really get to Perkins quick enough. Perkins coming down here to butcher a rabbit, I will allow it. Actually, I'd prefer you to haul these components. Perfect. And then when you get closer, I'm going to put you in the cold, just so you don't run too far away. Low food, low power. We're going to get hypothermia. Okay, there we go. So the only thing we do have to remember is hypothermia is very easy. Obviously, we do have the steam geyser heating up here, but in the midst of winter, that's not going to do much for us with temperatures outside flying over -60. Do you know what I mean? A little steam geyser isn't going to do anything, so we need to make sure we're not wasting too much of this power. I say that and a solar flare will hit us in a minute and like... Sorry, I'm just pondering, as I always do. Temperatures are just too cold. We do need to get rid of this sooner rather than later, but them cold temperatures just make doing stuff just extremely negative. The nearest bit of human meat is now down here. So we might have to leave it for a short amount of time. Especially with the bugs moving in a little bit more on our humble abode, let's say. We need to make sure we're just playing it safe, especially with as little firepower as what we have with obviously 2 colonists. But obviously the blocks are building up. They're not. They're really not. Not as much as I want. So then we can move up here, which I think is the right move. The only problem is obviously breaches, but breaches I've never really sussed, like... Because I played Rimworld obviously back in the day, and you learn the kill boxes that you need to... Where are you going? A bug. No, don't worry about it. Let me sort this zone out. You learn the kill boxes that you need to do, but then since obviously coming back and playing this like tons more now, like breaches are just such a pain in the bum. Don't get me wrong, it's a good pain in the bum to have, but yeah, we're going straight for flak armor. We need to be creating something that can obviously defend the boys and girls in the colony a lot more than what's happening. That being said, even more trade ships would be nice. Just to get a bit of more coinage, if you know what I'm saying. The boys and girls would appreciate it. I would appreciate it. I don't know about these two, I would appreciate it. And that's the main thing. There we go. Lewis is making some more blocks. Perfect. While Perkins just lays down and chills. This winter seems like it's going on forever. I think we've just had a lot of drama. These bugs are so annoyed with me. It's hard to No, is it? I think I've been a perfect neighbour. As we said, I take in their mail. I say hello in the morning. You know, if they want sugar, who do they come to? They come to me. I give them a sugar. They can have their tea and their coffee. And they still moan. They're still on them forums like, oh, our neighbours, meh, meh, meh. They have these wind turbines and they're killing the birds. That's what it is. Big oil and big gas got to the infestation. I'm big green air, baby. Big green air. Laying that big air pipe, that's what I'm doing. You shouldn't say stuff like that. Sometimes I say stuff, but then it's only like after I listen back to myself, I realise what I am saying. We're running out of food. I am fully aware. See, that's the problem. I know you party people always want me to take on more colonists, but it's just like, I just accidentally punched my screen then. It's like, I know you guys want to take me to take in more colonists, but it's like we can't even maintain these two at the moment. Like, how many meals we got? 3 simple meals. It's minus... What is Lewis's walking speed? I mean, he's already got hypothermia. 1.8, like, can't. Right, Perkins needs to come down and get that. And then that is at the tamed one, so we'll slaughter that. We'll set Lewis to handling. So then Lewis, come and slaughter that hare there. Perkins, are you getting hypothermia? You are. Oh, we're lucky we've got so many like random dead bodies everywhere, which I think says more about, you know, the council and how they clean up, you know, the government. Like, look at all this mess they just leave around. Like, what do we pay our taxes for? Oh yeah, that's right. These two don't really pay taxes. And they still have the guard to moan. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. Yeah, it's trying to get the right blend of actually doing stuff and actually gathering food, do you know what I mean? Well, I mean doing stuff like progressing in the sense of like research and stuff like that. Obviously with some of these mech clusters getting cleaned up and whatnot, the human meat will come to us. It's not terrible, it's not terrible. What was I saying about mech clusters? EMI Dynamo shuts down electrical devices. Oh, really? 11 days to sort that out. What is going on with this colony? I mean, they do have unstable power cells, but it's like, I don't really have anything to deal with that at the moment. Because that pretty much kills us. If that activates, that really does kill us, the more I think about it. If I had the time, the safest way would be to get round here and like mine through. She's got a mech cluster, that a capsule. 1 mortar. Ground projectiles. Like, come on, game. Work with me here. Do you know what I mean? Be part of the problem, not the... No, be part of the solution, not the problem. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just going to have to deal with it, aren't we? Perkins, if you're coming out for a little wander, just to treat yourself, I'm sure there's a dead body you can pick up. At least make sure the happiness runs wild through the colony, because that has done my mood in. That has made me ultra negative, like... That's fine, pie people, we're going. We're still alive. And that's how we've got to look at this. Got 2 unstable power cells. Perkins, how you doing? Hypothermia. 21%. I think it's because this bug is aggro towards her. It wants her. It wants her behind. Well, I'll have to get in line. Because Perkins is so fine. Some people even say she is divine. Oh, goodbye, people. Even in the midst of all this death and destruction all over this map, the rhymes are still golden. Right, there we go. Perkins, have you still got hypothermia? You don't. So come and get Another bot. Haha! His name's Chicken Tender and we're going to eat him like a chicken tender. Hilarious, party people, hilarious. Yeah, I was just sort of wondering if we could do something interesting with that unstable power cell. We will obviously claim it and uninstall it down the line and bring it up. I was just wondering if we could do something interesting over here to set off a chain reaction, but I don't know if we can. Come on, Perkins, get in home. I mean, we've kept feeding the colony this episode, and that is obviously a massive bonus, so it's not like it's been totally wasted, but the problems, one problem gets sorted, another one comes back. You heard my chair there clicking, so I try to actually get comfortable, you know, as Perkins and Lewis are sleeping. Oh, Lewis. Notes on a postcard. The problem is like, let's have another look. The problem is how close we need to get. Because then we might, I don't know if a grenade from here would work. Can we make grenades? I don't think we can. I think we need chem fuel, don't we? Yeah, we don't have chem fuel. We're in a pickle. Because a bolt action rifle, one shot will not destroy this. But one shot, I'm pretty sure, will wake them all up. So, yeah, there's that to deal with. There's the infestation to deal with. There's that to deal with. And we still have to get rid of the psychic suppressor. Like, then we have to deal with Perkins just outside having a laugh. At our expense. Why is there a meal? Please don't. Please don't let that bug eat that meal. Thank you. I didn't really even want you to consume it, to be honest. I just didn't want the bug to eat it. Well, happy days as always, party people. If you got to this part of the video, leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment. And I'll catch you next time, party people. Bye.